I haven't had alcohol in 1 month. Actually, it's been over 1 month. My last drink was September 3rd, and today is October 10th. And this is kind of crazy because for the last literally months and months, I've had at least one drink every single weekend. Every week, basically. At least one for months and months and months and months and months. And it kind of just caught up to me because ever since I was 21, it's just been very novel to go out and drink, try a new cute drink at a restaurant, try a new beer we see in the store. You know, I'm not even 23 yet, so this past almost 2 years has been just like really, really exciting. You're like, wow, I can go in a bar now, that's crazy. Or like, wow, I can go into a liquor store, that's crazy. And I think the novelty really caught up with me, and before I knew it, every single week I was drinking something new. Or not even something new, I was just drinking every single weekend. And that's totally, I think it is really normal for my age group to kind of do that because it is so new and exciting. And I know a lot of people in my life who are around my age who do that. They drink very regularly, and it is super normalized all over in the world. And I'm not saying I will never drink again, is that I will definitely drink again. Oh my gosh, that sounds really bad, but I know, like, I don't want to limit myself to not try this margarita that looks so good one night, or like I don't want to limit myself to not ever have red wine again or something like that. If I don't have a problem with it, then I don't see why not. But for now, I'm just kind of vibing, not drinking at all anymore, or at least for the moment. And so I wanted to kind of come on here and talk to you about it. I've been so excited to film this. I thought about filming like a sober September series, but then I was like, well, I don't want to just like start it and never finish it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to just be like, I'm doing this and that's it. Like, that would be such a short video, right? So I wanted to do it kind of at the end of this first month of me not drinking a single thing after months of drinking every single week, and tell you guys what my experience has been. You usually see these kinds of videos after somebody has not been sober for a long time, and that is amazing. So my story is a little different, as in I don't think I ever had a problem with it. It's just after a while I was like, wait a minute, maybe I should go back to not drinking and see how I feel, see if it really is making a big difference in my life. So it was kind of more like an awareness moment, like, whoa, pause. So let me talk to you about what is different now that I have stopped drinking for quite a bit of time. Your liver detoxifies alcohol pretty quickly within the first 24 hours of drinking, but there can be lasting effects on your liver if you've been drinking very regularly or very heavily for a very long time. So it can take a few weeks for your liver to really be like, wait a minute, I don't have to hurry and detoxify all the time now, which I don't know. Since I'm young and I wasn't drinking every single day, or I wasn't drinking super heavily all the time, I don't know if it did a ton of damage to my liver, but just the fact that I was drinking regularly, like on the dot, regular intervals every week, I don't know, it could have had an effect, surely. I will say, I think I do feel a little different, a little better now that I haven't drunk a thing. Number one, my endurance is better. I was still working out super regularly when I was drinking every weekend, and it really helped mitigate things. Like the day after the night I was drinking some, I would work out and it would feel really good to sweat and just kind of get things moving again, but it would be pretty hard some days. Like, oh my gosh, my heart rate is up right now. I'm feeling a little dehydrated. I'm particularly sweaty. Yeah, I'm definitely not on top of my game today. And I never really liked that. I never liked the day after drinking just working out because it would be pretty difficult. Now it's super evident, even day in and day out, I don't breathe as hard when I work out. I can do it for longer, I can do it at a higher intensity, and I don't feel as drained anymore. And the other biggest thing is, in general, I feel like my energy levels are higher. You know, alcohol just kind of zaps your energy like that. Now I don't experience that like at all. Of course, I have days where I'm more tired than others, but it's not nearly as drastic. And then the third thing is, I feel like I've lost a little bit of weight slash definitely lost some inflammation, especially in my face and especially in like my tummy and back area, and even in my arms. Probably inflammation has been going down so much. Like I could feel being inflamed the day after drinking. I would just feel puffy and like a beach ball. Now I don't really feel that anymore because I'm not drinking, period. And that was probably the number one thing I hated, is feeling just like like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Obviously, because alcohol is a toxin, that would make sense, right? You know, you just aggravated your whole body by drinking. I have always considered myself to be really athletic. I've been a martial artist for a very long time and I'm into it again. And that's the other thing, is that goal of wanting to be my fittest and my best in martial arts is really helping me just not even want to drink right now, especially because we have classes on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. So it's like, I'm not going to drink Friday evening because that's going to compromise what I just did, and it's going to compromise what I'm about to do on Saturday morning. So that's been a really good motivator to just not drink on Friday nights in particular. And just throughout the week, I never really drank anything throughout the week anyway, like Monday through Friday, well, Monday through Thursday. You party on the weekends, you know, that was kind of the mentality. Well, I didn't drink during the week already. Just having those kung fu classes during the week, and then especially Friday and Saturday, have been really helpful, and just like, it's not even gonna be worth it because it's gonna compromise how well I do in the gym. That's the other thing, is it's good to feel good when you work out, period. And alcohol just really kind of kills the effort you put in the gym. I believe that I have read somewhere, and makes sense to me, that detoxifying alcohol takes precedence over your muscle repair. So alcohol impedes your gains, basically. That just kind of sucks when you work so hard in the gym and then you don't see as much result from it because your body's trying to get rid of this alcohol and keep your body from being inflamed all the time. That's been really helpful too. And the other thing is, I've had a really big life change. I went from working a job that I didn't really enjoy, to be honest, and wanting to just do whatever on the weekends. I mean, I always saw it as just a social activity, is to drink and like, oh, we're going to a restaurant, let me get a drink while I'm at it. And now I've transitioned to, I'm doing school right now, I'm back into martial arts. I'm not really going out and doing things as much as I used to. That sounds kind of bad, but it's just kind of not an environment where I am inclined to drink anyway, where I'm at right now. So a big life change has really kind of pushed me in this direction already. So this was a somewhat accidental experiment, but I was also first intrigued by the idea of not drinking at all once I saw that a couple of my favorite social media creators, Jaclyn Hill and Georgia Wellman, were sober. Jaclyn Hill had said that she had kind of a problem with alcohol and she wanted to stop, and she has been sober for a very long time now, like over a year now, which is awesome. And her entire body composition just looks different. She just looks glowing now, and that was really inspiring. So that kind of first piqued my interest. I was like, I wonder what would happen to me if I stopped. And then Georgia Wellman has also been sober for a very long time, and they're both very open about this, so I'm not like putting them on blast, I hope. They've just been very inspiring. They seem to be thriving without alcohol, so I'm curious. So I've been curious about this for several months now, but I just recently started, you know, in September. Let's see what happens. And so far, so good. And like I said, this doesn't mean I will never drink again. I think that's very unrealistic, just for myself. I know some people, and a lot of people in my own family, cannot drink a thing because that is too much for them. That will not work for their overall health and well-being. I just think I got a little too much into it. It was a little too much of a hobby and less of like a, oh, let me do it this weekend because I just want to, whatever. And it is really hard. I can sympathize with the fact that it's so social. It can be the center of a social gathering, you know what I'm saying, is drinking. And it's like, you don't want to be left out. You don't want to be the only one who's sober and boring. And I say that like sober and boring because I have so much fun in my normal self. And that's the other thing. Sorry, I just keep thinking about new things. I've been in actually a couple situations where I've went to bars since I've been not drinking, and I didn't get anything to drink, and I had just as much fun without drinking. Because at the end of the day, when you really think about it, and it depends on your tolerance, it depends on how much you drink, things like that, you only really get like 1 to 3, maybe 4 hours of fun or de-stress or relaxation effects from alcohol, and then you're back to where you were. And actually worse off, because the next day you're tired. You are just naturally going to be a little more tired at the very least. Even if you do your best to sober up before you go to bed, you're just not going to be on your game no matter what. It's just a cycle. So when you really think about, oh, I only get a little bit of time to feel this certain way, and then I feel worse off afterwards, what's really the point? It depends on what you're drinking alcohol for. If it's really purely just social, if it's to de-stress, if it's to relax after a hard day, if it's to have fun, if it's to forget about life for a minute, whatever. It really depends on where you're at with that, on how difficult it is to try and be sober. And I'm not really an expert in this topic, but I can sympathize with that. So it's a bit complicated that way, but I can totally, all that to say, understand how it can be kind of hard when everyone else is drinking or everyone wants to drink and you're the only one that's like, I probably shouldn't, or I don't really want to. But I promise you, you can have so much fun just like, woo! And I know a couple things that may help you if you want to experience a little bit of sobriety. I've heard of some tips like, don't even worry about your diet right now, just focus on no alcohol. Eat a little more sugar if you have to. Eat a little more chips. If you feel like that is going to keep you from drinking something, it's okay, because right now we're focused on getting rid of alcohol. We're not focused on getting rid of everything all at one time, because that can be a little unrealistic and a little too hard for people. I've also heard of coming up with your own recipes of mocktails, like order mocktails, and now you're not left out. You still have something to sip on. It just has not the alcohol portion. I love a good little fruity drink. Other things are to keep busy. Do something during the time you may be drinking, like especially if you're at home, or occupy yourself with something else you might need to do, like organize. If you really like to hone in and organize things, then that can be a good way to distract yourself from, oh, maybe I should be drinking because it's Friday night. Or if you're out, that can be a little harder. But if you have some sober friends already, or friends who are willing to do it with you, that can be helpful too, and y'all can go hang out somewhere and do sober things. You don't need alcohol to have fun. You really don't. I feel like so vibrant. Not everybody has an issue with alcohol, but alcohol is for a fact not good for anybody. It is a toxin. You don't need it. It is not essential. There are 4 categories that provide calories in your diet. It's carbs, protein, fat, and alcohol, but only the first 3 are called nutrients, because alcohol is not essential. It's not a nutrient. Hey, bonus points for anyone who can write in the comments how many calories per gram of alcohol there are. Do you know? That's the other thing. Oh my goodness, is that alcohol is empty calories. And I believe that is why I also feel more fit and better in my workouts, is because even if I just drank a little bit, I would be like, okay, now I need to eat something to soak up the alcohol. And so it would be like, oh, give me the popcorn, give me the chips, give me the cookies, literally everything. Not just a little thing, but like everything. Gives me the munchies for real. So that's the other thing, is it may help your diet, even just getting rid of alcohol. If you're one of those people who's like, okay, let me eat all this. The fact that I've probably gotten rid of a lot of calories each weekend from not drinking is probably helpful for also inflammation from ultra processed foods, also losing some fat that I may have been holding on to. I don't know. Not that I really had weight to lose, but you know, just some stuff that I didn't really need to be eating, you know what I'm saying? I went through a phase of Little Debbie cakes, and I talk about this in my other video, which I can put in the description. It's my processed food is poison video. I talk about how I went on a Little Debbie snack kick, and you guys, it's kind of embarrassing how many Little Debbie snacks I can put down, especially after I drink something. And if you just look at how many calories, fat, and sugar are in, for example, an oatmeal cream pie, or one of the worst ones are the, what are they called? Nutter Butters, I think? No. It's the other one. Nutty something. It's the peanut butter chocolate wafer things. They are so calorie dense. It's kind of crazy, and I can easily eat 2 packs, so like 4 of them. So easy. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, that just reminded me that you can get rid of so many calories, and you can save money if you cut down on drinking, or just have a moment where you're like, let me try to have a month of sobriety. Let me try for 1 week. Start small, see how you feel, see the benefits, and go from there. I'm not sure how long I will go until I have a drink again, but for right now, I'm just taking it 1 day at a time, and I just have no desire to. I just don't really want to right now. Although I will probably have fun once again at some point, but I'm not sure when. I don't have a date, and that's good. You shouldn't be counting down the days until your next drink. That's kind of where you may start to say, do I have a problem if I am counting down the days until I can drink again? It also kind of was an experiment of like, do I really have a problem? Or am I just doing it every weekend because it's novel and exciting? And I think it was the latter because I don't really miss it. I don't really think about it. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have a journey with alcohol or whatever you're thinking right now. Let me know. I'm so curious because alcohol is a very interesting topic and it seems to be really widespread right now. Like more and more people are interested in cutting down at least their drinking. Let me know in the comments, and I hope this was inspiring, exciting, or anything else to you that's positive. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you love nutrition info, and I will see you later.